my beautiful Aquarian friends, and welcome to your horoscope for February of 2021, where this month, Aquarius, it's just all Aquarius. Your first house is absolutely lit up. Some of you are doing birthday time if you're in the second half of that Aquarian split of the month, so happy birthday. Saturn is in your sign. I mean, it's just all coming up, Aquarius, this month. And even though we've got a lot of energy happening over here, instead of it being like just tons and tons of pressure having Saturn moved in here, which will have its redefining and maturing quality, it's actually a really healthy, energetic month for you, I think. Now, you've got your ruling planet. Both of your ruling planets are actually going to come into square against each other this month, and that could create a little bit of tension. But for the most part, it's a month where really you've got some shine. You've got some sparkle. You've just had birthday time. So you are in the beginning of your solar year. So work it, own it, use it, all of that. Okay. Now, before we get into the forecast for this month, the eat and greets will absolutely continue on. We've got beautiful friends coming over, and you can find out who's coming, when they're coming, what we're going to talk about, all of their information at a new calendar that I put on the homepage at stormiegrace.com. So head over there. You can check it out and also find bio information for each of our guests as well. Now, we've also got the Kickstarter campaign going, free astrology for the year. I hope you will consider supporting it. So click in the description box down below and see how you can support the Kickstarter campaign, okay? All right, my beautiful Aquarian friends, let's get in here and talk about what is going on for you February of 2021. Now, as we're coming into the month, Aquarius, we're actually coming into the month with not only Mercury in retrograde, but Mercury is in retrograde in your sign. Now, just the fact that Mercury is in retrograde, we want to take a minute to just consider, what does that mean? So Mercury is our planet of communication, thinking, decision making, being very savvy, details. It's flipped backwards. So the strength of your analysis, especially around details, contracts, things like that, is going to be to the past. So there's a lot of revision that is on the table. So one of the things we know in your sign that you are in revision or reevaluation of is you. What are you doing? How are you doing it? Who have you been? Where have you done harm? Where have you done well? You are in a complete reevaluation of you, but that reevaluation is not solitary. You're not just left there by yourself. You're actually nestled with this Mercury retrograde in planets that are all forward moving, right? And it's in a stellium of energy as we begin this month. So this is about looking back to see what's what, looking at old situations with new eyes, or just looking at them with different details, but also being able to move that forward. And as we close out the month, Aquarius, all of the planets will be moving forward. So it really is our sign that it's like, yes, let's move forward. Okay. Now, as we start out the month on the 1st, we see Venus moving into the energy of Aquarius. So magnetizing you, bringing some beauty to you. When Venus steps into the 1st house, we get attractive, right? It can actually just bring some physical beauty. It's like you get an aura or a glow to yourself, and you've just had a birthday. Now you're getting some Venus glow. All the yes, Aquarius, that's all I can say. Now, this Venus stepping into the 1st house also makes you attractive to others. So if you're putting yourself out there, you've got content or products that you want to launch, you're doing something romantic, this is a really nicely magnetizing energy for you to other people and to financial opportunities. I also just think it's really good for your self-esteem. Now, this Venus is joining the Sun, Mercury, who is retrograde, Jupiter, and Saturn in your 1st house. So that means we've got a stellium of energy, an action-packed, extraordinarily loaded 1st house for you. So your ability to use this energy, I mean, it's so gushy. Get your fingers into it. Make some decisions. Allow yourself to have these bigger visions. Allow that Saturn Jupiter energy to understand that you've created a goal. There is a goal that you've set. There is a destiny goal set for you. And these energies are helping that unfold so that you can do that reevaluation with Mercury retrograde and see where some things need to be adjusted or let go of, so that you can move forward with this goal, okay? Now, on the 11th, we're going to supercharge this area by having a new moon at 23 degrees of Aquarius, also in that 1st house. At the new moon, we plant our seeds of intention, but we plant them in the dark. There's no light at this moon, so we plant them under intuition, Under instinct, we plant our seeds of intention in the soil of magic, and we're going to watch them develop over this next 4 weeks. So what would you like to experience? Where would you like to take yourself? What are your desires that you have for yourself for your next solar year? On the 12th, we're going to welcome in the Chinese New Year, and I don't practice Chinese astrology, but I absolutely love looking at the animals that are the representatives for the year, and this year is the ox, okay? So hard work, determination, grounding down, getting it done, shouldering responsibility, and building something. It's not about rebuilding something. You're Aquarian, right? You've come to the top of the building and now you want to see what's above it and you're going to build from there. You're not rebuilding, you're building something. So my question for you is, what are you building? What are you building this year, Aquarius? What are you building in your community? What are you building for yourself? What are you building in your family? On the 14th, we've got Valentine's Day happening, and I love Valentine's Day. So even if you don't like it, I'm just sending you some Valentine's Day love, okay? And to welcome it in, we've got Mercury, who's retrograde, in a conjunction with Jupiter. Now, and this is all in your first house. Now, as Mercury and Jupiter come together, this is sweet information, sweet thoughts, sweet decisions, sweet conversation. I actually think it is a really great opportunity for you to be looking back over maybe something that you wanted to do or a conversation that you've had in the past. And now as it's in conjunction with Jupiter, you're able to see the wisdom of it. It's like I can see the wisdom of that situation. I can see the wisdom of what happened, or I can see the wisdom of bringing that project back online, taking myself forward into this thing, because it is a year of expansion for you as well as maturity, okay? On the 17th, we see Saturn, who is one of your ruling planets and in your sign, squaring with Uranus, who's your other ruling planet, who's down in your fourth house. So we've got a square happening between your first house and your fourth house. Now, as these two square against each other, the square is the 911. It says take action. We need to make changes. We need to make a decision. Now, as these two square, you could impulsively take action and you could have this complete overreaction, be too extra, be too big, and make it something it doesn't need to be, or be adaptable. Be flexible. This is fixed energy, and I know you're fixed energy, okay? But this is a time where it's showing you under this square that between who you are and what's happening in your family, maybe who you are and the foundations that you're creating yourself, something is outdated. There are outdated beliefs, there are outdated actions, habits, behaviors, something like that going on, and you need to get rid of them. So re-looking at your commitments, re-looking at responsibilities that you're taking on, and creating kind of a step-by-step approach to handling those things will allow you to use the wisdom of this square to make the changes that are indicated, but doing it without having to burn down all of the bridges around it. You know, it's a little bit more wise, but don't work against the square. I would just really suggest that. The other things I think you can see happening are challenges just with family or family members for sure. So if it's time for the come apart with a family member or something like that, you can definitely see the challenge coming to the table. Keep me posted in the comment section down below, though, how this square manifests for you, okay? As we get to the 18th, we see the sun moving out of Aquarius, no longer birthday time, but you had 4 weeks, so hopefully it was good. We see the sun moving into the energy of Pisces. So now you're going to begin to light up your finances for the year. This is what we call your financial peak, because the sun is here, bringing light, heat, life, vitality. You're motivated around your finances. So what you're going to be doing is starting to take stock and take shape over here, maybe even spending a little bit money. But I also like that this energy with the sun here, I think, is as equally good for kind of rolling your shoulders back. You've had a season of you now coming out with more self-confidence, self-esteem, and knowing your self-worth a bit different as well. So it's a lovely energy as the sun comes here. On the 20th, we're going to see Mercury coming out of retrograde at 11 degrees of Aquarius. So now, the projects you did want to take yourself back to, or you want to bring online or bring to the table now, new communications, new writings, new conversation, new marketing that you want to put out there at this time. And think about it in terms of marketing as not just a product. Wherever you take you are your marketing. I don't care if it's community service, volunteer, the animal shelter, a music video, you're a top exec billionaire. Whatever you take you are your marketing. You are your marketing. So now with Mercury out of retrograde, you can feel free to take yourself forward and know that you've got clarity of details and that the mind and the information is really kind of online here. Now on the 25th, Venus is going to also join the sun in the energy of Pisces. Venus in the energy of Pisces. This could also be too that you are spending a bit more money. I will just tell you, I think flat out this could be spending more money, or it's almost as if, because we'll also have on the 27th, we're going to have a full moon in the energy of Virgo at 8 degrees. And this is going to light up your 8th house space. So between the 2nd and the 8th house space, it's like something could be changing for a spouse or in a partnership that you have in some variety. And Venus could equally be bringing more money to this area for sure. But Virgo, that Virgo full moon is saying that something needs to be ended, acknowledged, or adjusted. So I would say use this Venus Virgo kind of energy that's available to you between the 2nd and the 8th houses to look at your joint connections with other people, look at your joint resources, and make sure that they are solid, because that full moon could definitely be drying one of them up or saying one of them is going away. But it is your indicator to take what you've got and really make it work for you. Something I'm thinking about too, Venus in Pisces is move between the worlds. Do you have creative projects you've been sitting on? Or do you even have opportunities to invest, do stocks or something like that, and you haven't made your money do work for you yet? This may be a great opportunity to do that. Now, as we close the month on the 28th, we're going to close with a grand Earth trine. So we've got the moon over here in Virgo, we've got Pluto in Capricorn, and then we've got Mars in the energy of Taurus. Now, under a grand Earth trine, it means that in a very material way, in a very grounded, practical way, that's how you need to move over the next couple days. Steady, practical, sturdy. Feet on the ground while you keep your head in the sky, but feet on the ground for sure. Move practically, because there are opportunities that are available for you, but you have to be moving in a way that is so steady and so grounded, or it's almost like you miss out on them, okay? Now you've got Saturn also in your sign, so that has grounded your energy just a little bit, and for some of you, I know it has maybe brought a little bit of a pessimistic quality to the table. Saturn is working with you here. Don't work against him. It's about the maturity. It's about coming to the next level. And I think that this grand Earth trine is also like a sense of helping that Saturn mature you in that way. All right, my beautiful Aquarian friends, I do think it's going to be a very productive month, and hopefully the forecast allows you to listen a little bit ahead of the energies and make a plan for how you would like to show up, adjust, pivot yourself, get your attitude of gratitude set so that you can move towards whatever life throws your way, because it's just life on life's terms out there. But hopefully the forecast gives you a little bit of information on what's to come and how you can work with that. Like this video, comment, share, subscribe. I hope you will support the Kickstarter campaign, and I look forward to seeing you next month. Bye, Aquarius.